Ndị be anyị kenekwa m unu. Anyị sị ka nkonye chiri ya zelu. Anyị sị ka ọ mara na Igbo na mma. Anyị adị ka Chineke ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru ya, otu akwa ya dịrị. Ise, ise, ise. Anyị dịka o si dị ụbọchị uhuruchi nketa anyị wetara nnukwu ozi. Biko geenụ ntị. Ife a bụ according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bụ ozi. Quote: Breaking news. Tinubu's government to divide Nigeria as Ijaw Youth Nation submit exit letter to British government. All right, this is according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bozi n'iru akwụkwọ. Dikunu yegi ya bife, onu gesi ya bife, una dropora ifu nche no dink unu. Basta maka ya biye ni na wana woke jimaka ya webe n'iru akwụkwọ no bosi uruchi nketa. All right, over to you, sir.
Ijaws are, let's say, 65% pure Igbos origin. I think they will get it. But Britain giving it to them, I don't see it, because the British people are almost chameleonic, unstable.
And they even want that oil.
Yes, they want that oil. Ijaw should not go there. Ijaw should fight on their own and stay with Biafra. If join forces with Biafra, we are the one that will give it to them. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. So Wike is coming to tell us that the Igbos are the owner of River State. That largely it is the Igbos. And he himself has denounced the Igbos, renounced them, that they have nothing to do with Port Harcourt. It is a statement, saying, talking, remarks from a man whose sanity is questionable. The Jaws, the Calabari, the Quares, the Butchers, many of them are together in River State, and they are all Igbos. Fubara is from Opobo. King Jaja of Opobo, the paramount leader of that region, is from Arochukwu, Abia State. Fubara is an Igbo man. Ijaw man, Igbo man, they are one in River State. Wike is always speaking from the angle of psychophancy and chronic insanity. Wike should check himself well. When a man wakes up early in the morning to embark on the journey of how to eke out a living, and a living for his family, he should actually tidy off, take his bed, eat, and go. That is when your sanity is complete. To work and make sure that you successfully succeeded, you successfully, make it that day to come back home with good proceedings for your wife and children. But it is not when a man wakes up early in the morning without brushing your mouth, you rush a keg, a gallon loaded with Ijaw water, sapele water, kai kai. After you sip it and sip it early in the morning, your sanity is gone, because you will be right from there intoxicated. Yes, toxics from alcohol has actually invaded your cerebral, your cerebral sac, that is the brain, and it will start working well. So if you ask me right now, I tell you that Wike, anytime he wakes up early in the morning, his cranium, the sac that is bearing or carrying the brain in his head, has been loaded with sapele water, kai kai. Yes, and know how Wike should not be talking like someone that has missed it all. Clueless man, a man that has lost his sanity. The Jaws are the Igbos, the Quares are the Igbos. It is Wike and Amechi that denounce Igbo, and let Amechi run back and say sorry, that are at least not Igbo. But today we allow Amechi. Wike said it's not Igbo. Wike should go and answer that question by himself. Because all I know is that the Igbos, Ikwores, they are with Fubara. Fubara's Ijaws are supporting Fubara. Wike is standing on his own. Conduct an opinion poll in River State, will actually understand that Wike is alone. He's not commanding crowd. The kind of support he was in the past has been eluding him in recent time. Wike is not talking from the angle of sanity, but from the state of psychophancy.
Okay, but do you think that the British will ever give them what they want?
Yes, if they actually fight hard, I think they just have what it takes to be on their own. Because virtually all Ijaw land are oil-rich zone. of Niger Delta region. And being what they are, or whom they are, if they fight hard for their rights, it just are, let's say, 65% pure Igbos origin. I think they will get it. But Britain giving it to them, I don't see it, because the British people are almost chameleonic, unstable.
And they even want that oil.
Yes, they want that oil. It just should not go there. It just should fight on their own and stay with Biafra. If join forces with Biafra, we are the one that will give it to them, and we will stay together as one. Because that Ijaw land is Biafra land. It is not Nigerian land. If Ijaw tries it, Nigeria will acquire Ijaw and swallow them. Ijaws are not commanding population in Africa. But the Igbos, we are more than 70 million. In fact, in 5 years' time, we are going to hit 100 million all around the world. So Ijaws are small babies. They should know what it takes to at least become a nation on its own, or a country. You must have those accolades officials demanded by the United Nations. So the population is not there. I don't see the human resources there. The only thing that is there is the natural endowment given to them by God. So if they deserve referendum, we are going to team up together. Biafra is our land as one nation, and actually, you know, see the way from Nigerian contraption.
But that's of Asari Dokubo will not want to accept this, because he will say because as well as
Asari Dokubo is in Kunaka. Asari Dokubo Nwe Kunaka na Abanshe. Asari Dokubo Nwe Kunaka na Abanshe. He is a little baby sucking breast of her mom. The mom is lapping him. He sucks breast. Asari Dokubo is a chameleon. Asari Dokubo is an unstable human being. He says A today, tomorrow he will say B. He says C today, next tomorrow he will say K. K. You will be remembering for him what he said in the past. He will rush inside his room and come out with them gone. Okwa chinaka, ona aba kata. Asari Dokubo, okwa chinaka, onu ya na ada bakata. Leave him. He's just like breadfruit seed, fried. When you fried breadfruit seeds, the noise you will be hearing is kata. Asari Dokubo talks too much. He talks tough. He talks more than he could actually act. Action is better than talking. Asari Dokubo is a loquacious human being. Yes, very, very loquacious. He talks too much. And if you ask me, Cornelius, he should be taken to at least pig sty, where they are keeping pigs, because he resembles one. A bread thrown inside the water, and it drank water enough, what? Begins to sink or float on top of water. That is what Asari Dokubo Ikezibu or Ihobo.
So now this move they move now is a move they're supposed to move since. If they will have cooperated with Biafrans, Biafran will have gone, and they will have gone on their own separate way. Asking me whether British will allow them to move out of Nigeria, the answer is no, because British is making from Nigeria. We are the one feeding British. What is British do? They make money through Nigeria, so they will not allow the job people to move. But they need to take their destiny into their hands, because even as I speak, Jonathan have said that Nigeria have expired. Go and check. Jonathan, former President Goodluck Jonathan said Nigeria has expired and such. Nigeria, everybody need to go their own separate way. Most especially this evil Tinubu government and Wike have done by removing a democratic government elected by people, removing him and replacing him with military. And the world are saying everybody are against Goodluck, Wole Soyinka, the rest of them all, even most of the Yoruba elite are saying that what Tinubu did is wrong, because there's no law that is backing it up. If you can tell Fubara obey the Supreme Court, which law are you obeying? By removing Supara, removing the deputy, removing the National Assemblies. So for me, the Tinubu have just exposed himself that is not a democrat, it's a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship. That's why we're asking people of Rivers State, if the people of Rivers State, if they are happy with this military rule in Rivers State, other states will not have option to be clamoring for military. Because as I speak to you now, Abraham Traore now in Burkina Faso. They are begging him not to go because what they are enjoying under that young man, they did not enjoy under democracy. So indirectly, the African leaders are telling us now that democracy is stupid to us. Imagine the way Africans now are now embracing the military. Why? Because military are doing better than what democracy are doing. This Tinubu regime, is it a democracy? It is not a democracy. Because even military will not do what the Tinubu. And the most painful part of it, it is the same Tinubu that criticized against this evil that happened in the past. The same Tinubu now is doing it. You have turned Nigeria to one party system. You have bent, once anybody that is against you, you make sure that Nigerian law did not favor the person. So what are we saying? But if I'm in your side, you bend the law to favor me. Is that democracy? The answer is no. So the judge need to stand up and take their destiny into their hands. First, it was Jonathan who reluctantly relegate or give power to former President Buhari. Now, Fubara. I learned that they say Fubara is going to church to go and pray. Is it God that will come down to go and fight for him? The Bible said right from the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffer violence. Men of violence take it by force. Am I saying that Fubara should be violent? Fubara go and interpret it by himself. Am I the one that says it should be violent? It is the Bible that said it.
But you cannot defeat Tinubu and Wike with federal mind power. You cannot defeat two of them.
My dear brother,
If you become violent.
when Wike was a governor, do you think a president will do this thing they do to Fubara to Wike? The answer is no. Have you forgotten Wike that during COVID-19, Wike stopped a person that the federal government said to River State, Wike singularly stopped it. Is there any federal government do anything? Do you think if it is Wike that is there, Tinubu will have the guts to remove Wike? The answer is no. So Fubara was just too weak. He's just saying to us that Ijaw people don't have power. Ijaw people don't have mind. And that's why you see the judges now, they are gathering together, holding meeting from left and right to see what they can do. They think that to exist from Nigeria is the best. So be it. These are the same few people. Somebody like Asare Tokubo will be insulting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that. Unknowing to him that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for is fighting for justice. I keep saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fight for Yoruba. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fight for Ijaw. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fight for all ethnic groups in Nigeria. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for this Fulani killing, people say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is mad. Today, between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and people that say he's mad, which one is mad? Are Fulani not terrorizing Nigerians? Today? Now, Ijaw people are running up and down. They want to exit from Nigeria. When he favor you, no talk. Now, when he don't favor you, now you go talk. Everybody go collect what to at last. Ijaw people don't collect their own. So every weekend now, don't look at Ijaw eye to eyeball and tell Ijaw people are a minority in Nigeria.
He said Ijaw cannot rule.
He said Ijaw people are the majority. If it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that said this thing, they crucify Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we cannot don't look Ijaw finish. Say Ijaw they are worth nothing, and told Ijaw that Ijaws are a majority. So Ijaw people now should be hiding their face in shame for them to be talking all different words against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what he have said so far, and which one is not true now?
Yes.
At the end of the day, now Ijaw people now are now going to the direction Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for. You can see how the thing is going. So between Asare Tokubo, who claim he's an Ijaw son, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which one is more wiser? I leave the question for your view. I let the judge. Today, Asare Tokubo has it not been silenced? You came in 2023, 70 years old man, you are making noise up and down. Tinubu no win, heaven will fall. How far? Asare Tokubo don't collect a woto for Tinubu hand. Everybody we gang up against this country, we gang up against Jonathan, all of them, they don't collect her. Where is Amechi today? Amechi came publicly and said, see my pocket is empty. That is how Jonathan have empty Nigeria. Today, where is Amechi? Amechi, they cry for their life. He go cry. He go cry. Where is Kwankwaso, one of Kano, who gang up? 5 of the governor, they come from PDP. Where is Kwankwaso today? Kwankwaso, they cry for Kano. Woto, they collect. All of them, when they gang up against Jonathan in 2015, all of them now, they cry. So, for me, the job people should stand up and do the needful. Else, their children will cost them in time to come.
So, having seen that the government of Finland felt disappointed after this investigation and felt that they have actually shot themselves on the leg. That if they have known, if they have had such information, if their legislators have done this investigation properly, there wouldn't have been any need even to entertain the Nigerian petition to the extent of trying to see how they're going to muzzle opposition in that regard. Samoniba has not been found to be linked to any ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, whatever. There was nothing like that. Oh, yes, you can see the recent movement. I think that pressure started from Russia, Vladimir Putin mounting a kind of Russia when the Alexander Stubb was trying to impose, a nuclear deal with Russia, or trying to deny or trying to support Ukraine, and the world has given Finland as a nation that has one of the best ranking human rights nation in the world, was what the factor Vladimir Putin used to shut down Alexander Stubb recently, citing the appearance or disappearance, or non-public appearance of the Biafra separatists, who is also a Finnish citizen, talking about Simon Ekpa. The development a few days ago, was quite interesting, where the president Vladimir Putin of Russia made that kind of gesture to the world and United Nations. Of course, the EU, signaling that the Alexander Stubb can be put on the scale now. That Finland can actually put on the scale because of the threat against Simon Ekpa. And remember, for some time now, the Vladimir Putin government or Russia government has been enjoying some certain support of liberation for freedom fighters, asking the United Nations, asking the foreign Russian foreign minister, to factor Biafra liberation in some of the meetings they are doing over the BRICS issue and all that, considering the fact that Biafra as a nation is also the part of the Sahel nation. So the liberalization, not to allow Russia to factor in deeply in Africa. The Russian government, the US government, and the Israeli government are mapping out a strategy to make sure that those who are going to stand as a force, in representing Sahel in some of the international policies that are going to take place any moment from, especially the issue of the maritime, which is being seen as the next world major source of resources. Anytime that is even more, deep in terms of generating income more than the oil. I'm talking about the sea, the maritime sector, and of which they have already singled Biafra as a major nation in terms of human resources, in terms of strength, in terms of innovation, in terms of capacity, in terms of anything, So they are looking at that direction, and you can see that the international policy in Europe and Africa and Canada and some of them where Nigeria has been banned completely from entry are beginning to question the reason why Simon Ekpa, Biafran separatists in England, should be banned from public appearance. A lot of people are saying that the Finnish government actually arrested him, and a lot of stories have been tabled from that direction. But I can tell you now that a few days ago a drama played out in the Finnish court, which unbelievably the Finnish government came out openly and declared that Simon Ekpa Nigeria evidence against him was as a result of resistance of the Igbo killing that made Nigerian government to forge that petition. That most of the things that the Nigerian government wrote in that petition has been found to be linked to Simon Ekpa's resistance over the killing of Christians in the eastern part of the country, allowing Fulanis, and doing all sorts of oppression and suppression by the Nigerian soldiers and Nigerian government. So, having seen that the government of Finland felt disappointed after this investigation and felt that they have actually shot themselves on the leg. That if they have had such information, if their legislators have done this investigation properly, there wouldn't have been any need even to entertain the Nigerian petition to the extent of trying to see how they're going to muzzle opposition in that regard. Samoniba has not been found to be linked to any ISIS, Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, whatever. There was nothing like that. It was not linked to anything. So what we are seeing now is a clear intervention of most powerful nations around the world, and the Aso Rock has been conducting emergency meeting on the next direction to do, what next to do now that the Finnish government has finally nailed them on the floor of their chambers there in Finland. What are they going to do about it? That tells you that it's a major breakthrough for Simon Ekpa. And of course, like they put it, Simon Ekpa might any moment from now make his dramatic appearance publicly, because the news has filtered in, and that Dr. Ngozi Rabweze is currently working assiduously to make sure that that bridge is being transformed to reality, where the signal has already gotten to Abuja currently now. With the crisis that is happening in Abuja currently now, with the situation in Abuja currently now, I can tell you categorically clear that Abuja is politically and bilaterally confused over the development that has happened outside the world as a result of Russia, American and Israeli pressure on Finland to get Simon Ekpa to a freedom point of breakthrough.
There is this trending news across the nations of the world. The foreign nations are surprised. Who is the terrorist between Fulani S-men or Simon Ekpa? We've seen the International Terrorism Agency, they've ranked Fulani S-men the fourth most dangerous terrorist organization in the world, Fulani S-men. Now, Simon Ekpa's name is not there. And they are asking, why can't the Nigerian government take Fulani S-men more seriously than Simon Ekpa? Probably Nnamdi Kanu. What do you have to say about that, about Nigerian government?
It tells you the biasness of the North. It tells you the biasness of the system. It tells you the biasness of how biased the Nigerian government are on the issue that has to do with the secession of the Igbo people from Nigeria, which has long overdue. And I can tell you that the world is already had our voice. The world is already working on that. I can tell you, there's massive lobbying in the United Nations now. There's massive lobbying in the Congress. There's massive bilaterally. That everywhere in the world, you go to Russia, everywhere the IPOB members, are working. The Biafra government in exile is working. But surprisingly, in all this thing, victory of Biafra has been announced few days ago, that Simon Ekpa has recorded a major breakthrough after the Finnish government has already endorsed his public appearance any moment from now. And that public appearance, is going to signal to the world that the time has come and the time is now. So if you look at it very well, Simon Ekpa, who is a Biafran government in exile, can be felt, can be seen, and IPOB members can be seen anywhere in the world. They are still all over the world. I can tell you currently now, if you are watching this platform, you are watching this video, you can see the reactivation of IPOB all over the world now, signaling that is a welcome development. The news we are getting from all over the world is meaning that Simon Ekpa is also behind. They are doing a lot of diplomatic jobs. That Simon Ekpa, Finland is a free world, but unknowingly to Nigerian government, they don't know how the young man Simon Ekpa has been able to carry out these activities from one place to another using all his network of connections, and the Biafran popularity is growing on daily basis. The world does not believe, the world does not compromise, the world does not see IPOB or Biafra or Simon Ekpa as a terrorist. But unfortunately, those who want conquest in Nigeria, those who want to oppress, continuous oppression, those who doesn't want to fix Nigeria, those who doesn't want Nigeria to work, those who have mounted pressure, those who have agreed that this is the type of Nigeria they want, the life of Simon Ekpa is their problem. They see such man as a hindrance to that agenda, including the IPOB leader who is already in detention for 5 years now. And I can tell you, these are the people who stood in respect to that. And kudos to the man from Burkina Faso, Ibrahim
I want
Traore.
to talk about the man. The man rejected
for being
200.
outstanding.
I mean, the man rejected the young man, a military president. Though, like I say in Nigeria, we do you are not calling for a military president in Nigeria. But this is an example. This man rejected 200 mosque offer from Saudi Arabia. Are you not thinking that can a Nigerian leader ever do this?
No, the man has already gone out and signaled. I told you that he's working hand in hand with the Russian president Vladimir Putin, and he has made call for the immediate release. Finnish government should immediately, without any delay, release Marcel Simon Ekpa immediately, because he never committed any offense. He said Simon Ekpa is like me, Ibrahim Traore, who is fighting imperialism, who is fighting, monarchical, tyrannic and dictatorship, who is fighting to liberate his people, who is fighting colonization. So I think that power and that instruction and that agitation from Sahel nations, which they have already put down Biafra as one of the most powerful Sahel nations to come as a result of BRICS, has already told that Finland government that Simon Ekpa must be removed. That's why I'm saying that a new twist to Simon Ekpa's public appearance any moment from now, as we continue to experience this major breakthrough for Simon Ekpa and of course of the Biafra government in exile. What we are hearing from these nations and from world leaders around the world is a good news. And
Bomana gente, ngwadaluli ne ndikun suwene sera ni rako na Eastern 24. Ai gara punu kun ya tiatu ya bife onono ne rako na wokeku.